Hey, let's go up to Capitol Hill and see my old classmate, Mikie Sherrill from high school. South Lakes High School, West of Virginia, class of 1990. Guess what? Mikey's a congresswoman now on Capitol Hill. I'm starving and hungry in my home city, and she could be here. Maybe she'll feed me. Let's go see. Let's check her office. Oh, that's the Rayburn building. Mikie Sherrill's building's in the Cannon building. I'll be there in a little bit when it opens around 9 o'clock. Homie's sweeping up, so I got to get out the gutter. Does anybody know what a big debt is? Now, if the Peter G. Peterson Foundation is correct, that's correct. If it's not, it's not. And so maybe all the shit I say is just based upon lies, but then again, that's what the United States is. A lot of white people, like this white woman here, like to fuck it up.
Oh, I did say I'm on my way back in on
Of course, I'm magic and I work for God. That's why I'm allowed to do what I do. I won't call nobody else out today except for her. And they don't do nothing because they know I'm right, because they're crackers. And I just figured out too, it's brown slaves on the farms now, not black slaves. And the black people make sure it happens. And then the white people get brown wives to have half brown children who could tell the brown slaves what to do. And she's laughing. So there's never really a line to get into this building for a while until today. And I made a mistake earlier. I said I thought Mikie Sherrill's office was in the Rayburn building or the Cannon building, but she's actually in the Longworth. I remembered it. I went to the homeless place, right, to get my mail and to see if my SSI disability check was there that they sent. As usual, they didn't get my mail at Miriam's Kitchen. Ambia Nixon, who seems to be the one who was stealing my stuff before, told me I didn't get my mail today. She was my case manager at Miriam's Kitchen. She's probably friends with Abby and Jackson, who helped keep the gang at Triangle Park, which is now dissolved. Well, I just saw one on the bus, and I saw another one in the park. About to go up in here and ask Mikie Sherrill's team for lunch money. Since yesterday, she posted about people over profits, and I used to go to high school with her, and I've contacted her office before and been inside, but today I'm gonna ask for lunch money since I've been homeless for years, asked for help when I was homeless. And look, there's the lady from the bus stop, the real nice lady right there. And then, so I was correct about that guess too. And then and if she doesn't give me lunch money, I'll go back to my homeless shelter where they're keeping me from getting my housing. Got to put my stuff away now and go through security. Have fun. Have fun if you don't do anything to help the world. And since she's part of giving $60 billion to the Ukraine, saying don't worry about it, it's just interest on Russian money that we seized, well, maybe then they'll give me $20 for lunch. So unfortunately, Mikie Sherrill, my old classmate from high school, wasn't in her office. And her staff said if there's an ethical policy with the government, it's unethical or illegal for them to buy me lunch, or they said they would. And I explained all my hardships and everything I have before to them. So I guess I just go back to Anacostia, the homeless shelter, and sit around there. Hey officer, did you know they didn't put a plaque up for the fallen officers yet from January 6th when President Trump did that? And then the Supreme Court just changed the law saying that he could be president even though he's a felon. I can't even get a job as a school teacher if I had a felony. I don't. I have one misdemeanor, disorderly conduct. And I call it good trouble, just like Representative Lewis. Oh, by the way, I had to go through the metal detector to get into the building up there. The metal detector. But guess what? It didn't go off, but I'm metal. I think I'm about to get arrested or something, but I'm metal. I like metal. I like Municipal Waste out of Richmond, Virginia. I like Slayer. I like Metallica. I like Megadeth too. There's a lot of like weird stuff going on, but I like metal. But for some reason, the metal detector didn't go off. Oh, well, oh, I guess I'm not getting arrested. That's even funner. So the metal detector didn't go off but I do like metal, so. Oh, by the way, Mikie Sherrill's office didn't buy me lunch today because it's unethical. It's against the law. Okay, ladies and gents, here's another lesson for the day. Back in the day, there was 3 major tribes that took over Angle land and became England. The Angles, the Saxons, and the Jutes. The Angles are what are called the English or the Americans. The Saxons were called the French or the Americans, and the Jutes are now called the Germans or the Americans. And so you had to have your islands and pirates. And so islands are also called isles. So you had your gentlemen's isles or your gentlemen's islands. You know, like those ones that guy who went to jail a couple years ago with all the people's names on it because he had islands full of sex slaves. So you have your Gentiles, and then you have your Juden or your Jews, and those are the ones who like to fight, and the Gentiles are the nice pussy ones who go, I won't touch nobody because I'm a Christian, I can't hurt anyone. And so those are the passive people that are tacitly complicit. Got to catch my bus back to the homeless shelter on Capitol Hill. Bye. Is this thing on? Hey, breaking news here on Capitol Hill. Today is July 17th, 2024. Yesterday, my old classmate from high school, oh, you can't hear me? Hold on. What? Oh, hold on. I gotta go. I'm just kidding, look. Haha. Hey, breaking news. Congresswoman Mikie Sherrill yesterday said, people over profits on Instagram and on the news and on social media. She's my old classmate from high school, South Lakes High School, class of 1990, Reston, Virginia. You hop on the subway train, you're there in 30 minutes. I'm gonna head over to her office right over here in a few minutes after they open around 9 o'clock and say, hey, people over profits, will you buy me lunch? Because I've been homeless for years and I've been contacting her office since last year before I was almost murdered and lost all my shit again and had all my shit burned again, and her office ignored me or they never told her. So I'm gonna go over there today. Check this out. All right, let's see, run of show. It's a show. I guess these are the acting Congress people in the show. They're acting. I wonder if they went to experimental theater like a lot of the other bozos who run around with diplomatic immunity and fuck up the world and hand out billions, millions, or trillions with their digital phones. Jolly joy, and guess what? I grew up around them. One of the dickheads I know was posting selfies during the revolution in Myanmar, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Saroch Hussein. And by the way, then is Sajil Hussein your older brother? And let's just keep it going. I don't make no fuss. I gotta ride the bus. JYB said, keep your junk out band head. Play the buckets with the go-go, not the other shit that's slow, yo. So bucket music is common, and bucket music in DC means go-go. And if you see somebody playing bucket music in DC and it ain't go-go, they ain't from here. They a transplant and they were put here for another reason. And that's just the fucking truth from Washington, DC, because guess what the official music of go-go is? I'm sorry, I'm broken brained. I have a bad brain. The official music of Washington, DC is go-go. Go-go music started by Chuck Brown and Soul Searchers. Dig it. I hate seeing people who tried to murder me and then jumped in on the murder. Triangle Park, Rebecca. I just saw our friend Georgiana too, who wears all white. The white ladies in the city. Georgiana, I think that was a man. I was told it's a Jewish man. It's for the cops, Rebecca.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's for the cops. It's for y'all police. She's one of the ones that jumped in and murdered me after I was initially killed by Bob and the other guy. We all call different names on their IDs. She jumped in with them too. Oh, also, something that people don't forget, they call cocaine and sometimes heroin the white lady. So who do you go see when you go to a new city? The white lady. Ha ha, you suck. All your friends suck too. That's a timestamp date. You know, it's wild. United States of America, it says 1776 July. The spear tip is gold. The scales are gold. And USA is gold. So all that gold they stole from all the people, and all the people they murdered and took the gold out of their mouth when they were working on the railroads and on the plantations, and the natives who were here before, the Inca, the Mayan, the Cherokee, the Sioux, the Nashkatank people here, all the different peoples they stole everything from. There was no gold rush. They just melted that shit down and said they found it. And that's how they murdered, raped, and pillaged the world. I guess all that gold is now in some gigantic basin somewhere, perhaps maybe New Zealand. Hey, isn't that where it's all going? All the stuff we left in Afghanistan? I don't know, in the other places? Let's go in Congress and ask them. You know what's crazy? All them people who collected all the building materials and put them in their warehouses and then made all the prices of all the building materials go up 4 times. How does that even make sense? How does that make sense? How do the prices of building materials go up 4 times? So they handed out all this reconstruction and remodeling money to all the businesses during the pandemic. I mean, a lot of money. Everybody gets their construction projects started, half started. And then the pandemic ends, which there was no real pandemic, I don't think. And then what happens is the world was shut down, and when it reopens, everybody who has a warehouse full of 2x4s and pieces of metal and plastic, they just all got their wealth multiplied 4 times with no rationale behind it except for that it just happened. Do-da-da. And that's so hurtful. That is such a hurtful thing. Time to go back to the homeless shelter and lay there and pray that I get my housing, which I don't think I am. Like permanent housing. I'll just be a pawn for the DC homeless system for years, maybe more. Years more. And my friend in Congress, Mikie Sherrill from high school, ordered her staff not even to help me at all. And she said people over profit yesterday online.
That's her public statement. And her staff, I just told her staff that, and then they denied me because it's policy.